So inshallah, you can go ahead.
Okay. First of all, thank you very much. Thanks for Mustafiz by giving me this opportunity to speak to amazing founders and innovator. And Ryan and Fayaz, thanks for joining. I really appreciate that. Uh, what I'm going to talk about is actually basically idea. How do you generate an idea, get that idea a little bit more maturity to it, create those prompts. And I'm sure you guys will be building using some vibe coding and such. Because of we can be interactive, and if you have some idea and base challenge that you want to work from and create a solution, just type it. If you want to talk about it, you can. If you don't want to talk about it, you can actually oops, I think the recording just started. So you can just type it in the chat box, and I'll take that idea and we'll work on that magic per se. What AI can do, how can they do it? Essentially, AI can do a lot of stuff. Of course, we are participating in the MyHack competition. I will start with the idea itself, idea generation itself. Okay. So if you get to that, MyHack. Oops, let me start sharing my screen. So I think tomorrow and day after you'll have this competition, and in the MyHack, like, what are the things that you can build, let's say. And I'm sure all of you guys will be physically there. Okay. Now I will go start, and all of you know how to use ChatGPT. I'm just going to open up my ChatGPT prompt, and I'll start from a blank slate and go from there. So typically what was happening is that we used to write a really good prompt, and we used to get some very amazing ideas and concepts and such. And then it would give us some stuff in a PRD or product requirement document format. Then we would do the branding marketing strategy. Then we would do some other strategies. So that this is the one that I'm going to go through. So you can do the same thing in ChatGPT. Just so you know, ChatGPT now uses Codex as a format. Or you can do the same thing. I'm using the legacy version of it. Or you can do the same thing in Claude. So I'm just going to do that side by side for you, make it easy. And you can essentially build it locally and go from there as well. So I'll come up with one simple idea. Let's say in the US you want to work on something. I'm just going to check in the chat box if any of you guys have provided any ideas. If you do, I'll work from there. If not, we'll just randomly come up with some ideas. So for example, you want to create an AI native solution, because this is how the products are nowadays. It has to be AI native. And I want to come up with what are the best possible problem that I can solve that nobody else is solving. Okay. So very simple. For that, I'm just going to get that in ChatGPT. I'll go in chat mode, talk mode, and then I'll get that idea, I'll mature that idea, I'll build that product, and I'll go forward with it. I'll do the same thing. I'll do some of those comparison between OpenAI, between ChatGPT and Claude, because I'm sure you guys are using it, or you're using Gemini. But again, I'm just going to do with two, and you can use the third one. Okay. Let's just come up with what should be the idea. What is the problem that we are solving? Okay. I want to come up with the top 5 ideas that I can launch $1 million business within first year, and this should solve real problem in US, and that can be expanded globally. It must be a fully AI native solution, and it would be solving the problems for the people. The problems are not being solved and overlooked. However, it must be monetizable. So just create top 5 list of those ideas. Now, don't create the ideas. Create the prompt to create all these ideas. I only want the prompt in a code block. So you've seen what I did. I just told him in raw format what I want, okay? And it just, I needed those 5 ideas. That is going to be multi-million-dollar business. I'm going to say multi-million-dollar business within first year, and it should solve real problem in the US. So whatever I just talked, it captured that, okay? And I want top 5 ideas. Now, but I don't want to create the ideas because I might not have said the whole thing. Create the prompt to create these ideas. You see, this is the most important line here. And a lot of you do it. If you don't do that, that's the cheat. That's the trick. And I want the prompt in a code block. So what does code block actually means? That I can copy and paste easily. Because I don't want to make a mistake on copying the whole thing or then giving hallucination, giving too much data, too little data. So what you see is that it gives me a deep research prompt. You are a world-class entrepreneur, venture capitalist. So it's writing in really good format. Your objective is not brainstorm generic startup. Your objective is to identify 5 exceptional AI native companies that have realistic potential to become $100 million plus ARR business, achieve multi-million-dollar revenue within first year after launch, and scale into billion-dollar global companies. So you see, it actually rewrote these things, and the box itself is called code block. So if you click the button copy, it copies the prompt only. That's one of the really amazing thing. I'm just going to run it here. I just copied and pasted and running it on my Claude at this moment, because it's going to take a long time, because this is a deep research prompt. You see that. Let's read that, what else it did. Identify top 5 highest conviction AI native startup opportunities, solves painful measurable problem, because more painful it is, people are willing to invest in it or use it or pay for it. Customers already spend significant money attempting to resolve it. Existing solutions are inefficient, fragmented, manual, outdated, expensive, or require human labor. So AI fundamentally changes the economics or user experience rather than merely adding automation. Can generate meaningful revenue immediately, can expand from US into international markets, can become a platform rather than a single feature, has defensible competitive advantages, benefits from continuous learning, network effects, proprietary workflows, data flywheels, and ecosystem lock-in. Can leverage AI agents rather than traditional SaaS alone. Can reach enterprise, SMB, government, and consumer market where appropriate. Is difficult to incumbent to replicate quickly, because of the fact that we also want a little bit of sustainability of the business so that we can continuously add innovation to it. And that's how you want to write it. Again, it says what is your objective. It also says what's not to do. Remember, I didn't even say that, okay? And AI is so good at building the prompts, and a lot of us are not taking advantage of it. So here it says, do not recommend another chatbot, AI search engine, AI writing assistant, meeting summarizer, CRM wrapper, because there are thousands and millions of those things nowadays. Everybody has one, obvious AI for X idea with weak differentiation. No, we want really asymmetric opportunities here. So the research is gonna go through all these resources. You know what? I should actually start with the deep research, create a new one, and then I'll come back to this prompt. Give me 1 second. At deep research. And you see that I typed at then deep research, because if I don't do that, it will not use that as a tool. So whenever you sign, let me just go to this. Whenever I sign that at, then it comes up with the plugins. The plugins are image, creation, deep research, search, study, various other things, a lot of things that you can do. So here I'm doing a deep research. Deep research is a tool built with the ChatGPT. It's just going to start building that deep research. Similarly, you can see that it is doing on the right-hand side on the cloud. So let me go back to that prompt, so you understand what it is that is trying to do. So again, It has all the right resources. What are the filters that it would do? Oh, sorry. All the right source information, like think about VC investment, Gartner, McKinsey, Deloitte, Pricewaterhouse, BCG, because they do global studies, significant amount of global studies. And we are not able to read all the studies together. It would take us months to study all of them. But I wanted to get a concise data from that, correlated data for that particular solution that we are building, okay? Then you see within that, what are you looking for? It gives you some common set of concepts: repeated complaints, expensive manual work, regulatory burden, staffing shortage, compliance pain, fragmented ecosystem, outdated software, poor user experience, repetitive human decision, expensive consulting work, and such. So one of the big and important piece of this puzzle is essentially all of us have idea, but we are not maturing it to that scale that actually I can monetize. Okay. So first, there is a first principle analysis. I don't know if you know what first principle is. You should, like, for these are the basic things that you need to know. Otherwise, it is just a hobby. It doesn't convert into scale. Okay. So why does this problem still exist? Why has nobody solved it correctly? What changed because of generative AI? Why is now the perfect time? Why is AI finally solve it? I'll give you one thing for now. If Google Map would not exist, Uber would not exist. So just because Google Map existed, that's why Uber became that good. If it not, and if there is not enough satellite that provide those GPS data, real-time GPS data, this would not work. So you can see the time factor is extremely important. Like everybody has a mobile phone. If people didn't have mobile phone, then a lot of things would not exist. So because of all the components that we have in, and that's the now factor, needs to be, that's the first principle we talk about. Then there are some AI native requirement. It should be agentic. It should have multi-agent orchestration, long-term memory, planning. And some of these things you may know, some of these things you might not know. Remember one thing, in my prompt, original prompt, I have not asked any of those components. Then you have the category of business filters, category of each of the 5 ideas. What are the things that I want? How do I need it? I need an executive summary. I need a problem statement. Why existing solution fail? Why this opportunity exists now? Target. This you can generate one by one simply without doing a deep research, but it takes a long time. And all the components that I need to make sure this is a good business practice, good and scalable, there are 60 of them they asked for. Again, there is a final score and you're getting one score. See, I didn't even ask for a score mechanism. So you can pick and choose the idea based on the score and based on the thing, if that's something that you like to go with. And again, this has the final ranking and the final recommendation. So it is going to talk about all those things in detail. What I would do, this component that I have built, I am going to just create a share link and copy this. I will share in the chat the prompt to build prompt. So all of you, if you're in Zoom, you can download it, and later on we can actually give this link to others as well. If you're in the Zoom chat, if you're looking at it, you can click on it. As long as you have a ChatGPT account, even if it is free, you should be able to see this prompt, okay? So I just shared that link with you. And then let me go back, see if it is doing the research. It is doing the research. If you look at the research, what it is doing is actually collecting a lot of data from a lot of sites and a lot of those things together. And you can see what it is actually. Oops, it's not done yet. So it's going to start generating those components in the canvas shortly. Okay. while we are coming up with an idea, I'm sure you have used this thing tremendously. I'm gonna show you one more thing. You can use various vibe coding. Obviously, you can build something in Lovable. You can build something in Replit. Okay, so oops, sorry, Replit, or you can build something in bolt.diy. Oops, bolt. Give me 1 second. Not DIY is the one that you bolt.new. So any of these vibe coding platform or others, you can build it. These are online based vibe coding platform. Again, you can just put this idea and it would just start building an app, a site. Or you can actually build it with, I'm going to show you some tools. One of the tool is called Kiro. Kiro is an Amazon tool. It's called a spec-driven development. So again, similarly, this is a VS Code. A lot of you have worked with VS Code. If you have not, you just, VS Code is the easy one for everybody to type in and it just creates one. So Kiro is the new one. It's just taking VS Code and made that as a spec-driven solution. So if you want to start building something, you can just go to open a project and create I'm going to create a new folder called my hack. And that's it. Now it created. Okay, now I can ask it to build anything. This is a vibe coding. This is a plan first and then build. You should be always planning first and then building. And again, you can say a very simple one. Once the ideas come back, then we will build on that one. But I'm going to show you very simple way. Let's say I want to build a zakat collection application. Super simple, but with all data in one platform. Okay, so various, simply speaking, you give them, Kiro gives you 50 credit. You need like 5 or 10 credit to build something like this. And every month they give you 50 free credit. Okay, so based on your disk, it sounds like a new feature. Is that a new feature or a bug fix? It's a brand new feature. Okay, so I'm gonna say build this feature. Oops. Okay, and I submit that answer. So this will guide you through. This is a spec driven. Exactly what you say, that's what it's gonna build. What do you want to start with? I want to start with the requirement first. Okay. Now you see all these 3 screens. Everybody will have 3 screens. One will be your files and documents and whatever your input metrics. This would be the canvas. If you want to see some of those things and see it's building that in your folder, typically .kiro or .gemini or .claude or any of those ones, it's going to start building in your local machine. And I'm just going to say trust and run. So then because of the fact it's building something in local machine, it would ask for, and I don't even know these commands, but sometimes you do pwd's print working directory. Some of you guys know it very, very well. It's building all of those components in the folder, and you can start seeing those files and folder. You see .kiro, this is the config file, and it's going to show you all these files. You can see the file here and file content. So this is for more technical users. It's not necessarily more technical user, but it shows under the hood how it's being doing. And this is the chat area. You can type anything that you like. You can put it in autopilot, or you can pick and choose any of the model. Every time you do one question, it gives 1 credit, basically. If you don't want to do auto, then you can go in and you can pick and choose your the way that you want. GLM is look at half credit. Is that right? That's an open source Chinese model. If you want, you can pick and choose the models that you want. I'm just going to put that auto credit. And again, you should be able to go through these more modes and models. A lot of you are very familiar with cursor. I'm going to show you the cursor thing quickly, side by side. Cursor is also another fork, meaning that taken from VS Code and created another it's called IDE, integrated development machine. So you can see this is a Grok. They're giving Grok for double the components that you can get. Again, you can create a new agent file. I'm just gonna create a open folder. I'll create something called cursor my hack, and that means that this gives you second level. I showed you one with the sorry for that. I'm gonna show you one with the basically doing it in the web that you can use from your mobile or your desktop and such. But this one, if you want to build locally, a lot of things you can do locally, then you can push and publish and such. So similarly, if I type something here in Cursor, and Cursor, I have the pro plan anyway, I can start building anything I want in Cursor and push it to AWS, Google, Microsoft, or any other places, or Netlify. And again, these are the few things that you want to look into it. This gives you a tremendous amount of power to build something locally. Traditionally, what people needed, hundreds of developers, millions of dollars. Now you can just do it in a day or two, based on your preference. In Kiro, which is spec driven, and Cursor, which is actually the traditional VS Code type IDE, but it is more significantly more AI native development platform. So pick and choose whatever you like. You have the flexibility. I wanted to show you all the possibilities. One of the things that you want to think about whenever you're building something, use some tool to optimize your environment, because you want to do it globally. So you need to use some sort of all this graph mechanism, graph database, and a graph token modernization. Biggest cost for any AI native solution is tokens. So you want to use Graphify. I'm giving you one example. And if you go to GitHub, Graphify, and you can see, and they give you all the code, anything that you like to do just from here. It actually helps you optimize your tokens, make your application like real. Yes, Ryan, you have a question.
Sorry, I think I missed it. What does Graphify do again?
Token optimization.
Okay, so it's like better for pricing.
It's better for when you are building something. Sometimes you need 1 million token. Now you using Graphify and other things, then it reduces your number of tokens that you require to build it.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. And also when you go to production, you are using tokens, then it costs a lot of money. Then that reduces as well. Okay.
Okay, so would like all solutions need it, or just the ones that are very like token heavy?
No, all solution would need it. Yeah. You don't want to do
Okay.
it for, why not? Because it's open source, it's free, optimize that token. When you scale it out, every user, let's say, uses 100 tokens, or then you got 1 million user, then it's going to use 100 million token. You got 10 user, they will use 1,000 token. Is that right? So you might want to think about anything you want to do with AI native, where AI will be used heavily. You always want to think about token optimization.
Oh, I have a question.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
How would you link the AI to the GitHub? Because you're using GitHub for these apps, right? For the website?
Yeah. For example, if you go to Lovable, let's say I have something, I built a project management tool, okay?
Yeah.
And then you come here and you just tell them connect to my GitHub. And
Oh,
boom,
that's it?
that's it.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's gonna,
Could you send the
I went to,
Lovable link inside the chat?
yeah, it's lovable.dev,
Okay.
lovable.dev. You'll have it. You get 5 free credits, but you can pay $20 and pretty much get 100 credit to build anything you like. So here, GitHub, this is how I can do GitHub. I'm not gonna do it right now, but very simple. Anything that you wanted to do, you can connect. You can come here and start doing that integration as well. Again, if you are familiar with these things, it's very, very simple to do. See, one of the benefit that I'm gonna see, a lot of time we are building it for our users. Oops, I'm just gonna refresh it. Give me a second. So you are building it for mobile app, and how does it look? This is a desktop view. This is a mobile tablet view. This is a mobile view. So you can actually see all those things right here. It used to take a lot of effort for us to do a lot of those things. You don't anymore, you know, and you can ask anything to build. Like if you use ideally Codex, which is the ChatGPT's version of the IDE, everything they put it in one place. In ChatGPT, it's called Codex, and you can see here, if you come here, it's a ChatGPT work and Codex. Codex is the one that I can ask a question to start building an application. Okay, you can change a new project, start from scratch, or I'm gonna create that, you know, my Codex. Give me 1 second. My hack. And that would create. So now I have a Codex My Hack, which is running locally, and I can just connect and I can start forking right from here as well if I want to. So anything that you want to know these tools first, because knowing the tool, it's kind of like a hammer and the nail and the wood. You want to know, you know, what size wood that I need. Or maybe I need a hacksaw to cut them and a nail to put it in, or a drill machine, you know. There's all these difference. Even in the hammer, is that a hammer or rubber mallet? You know, what is it that you want to use? So you want to start thinking about those. I use voice significantly. Most of the stuff I don't type. It takes a long time to type, or not only that, when I'm typing, I'm forgetting some stuff. But when I'm talking, I remember a lot of things. So in Lovable, I'm going to show you that same thing that you have ability to do. If you want to do that, skip. Okay. If you want to do that, you have this voice mode. Okay. Let's say let me just show you. This is something that I built because I manage a bunch of projects. So I was having tough time. I was going to try with Trello, Jira, and others. Now, instead, and then all on a sudden, cancel. Okay. So all on a sudden, I needed to do something like Slack. So I created a room and I created Slack-like features. Everything that I need, I can talk to one person and start chatting, mention, and it's just built. So simple and so easy to do, but I could only do that by talking, you know. I can only do that by talking. Now, when you do talk, you should always plan first before build. That's another trick. Otherwise, you're going to be spending too much time because you're not going to be able to know everything in detail on technically. So you want to plan it first. It gives you a full detailed plan. Then you ask it that to build, follow the plan. Okay. That makes sense?
Yes.
And you can do that anywhere. You can do that Replit, you can do that Bolt, you can do that. There is tremendous number of tools out there. I think there is a vibe.code or something like that as well, you know. And again, all of them you can do. Everything has a free version too. Anywhere you go, there is a $0 version. Okay. But more or less, typically, if you want to do something enterprise grade, you need to spend about $20 or so. Okay. Did that answer your questions?
Yeah.
So basically, you first do a research. Okay. You come up with a research. do a deep research. If the research is good, if the prompt is good, it's going to take a long time to build it. Really long time to build these things. And see, this is building. So we can read this. It's going to generate a HTML format a little later on, but it's a, so they call it a clear lane. Okay. It's a global trade custom, a licensed US customs broker. That means that if you are buying something, bringing it here, it takes a lot of effort. I know, because we were trying to get some books from China. Forever it takes. So all of those things it automates. Really good example of how things can be automated. Things are real problem. People are not even thinking about solving it. This gives you the first idea. Then it talks about everything. You see the P meaning paragraph. It would build all those things. Build this paragraph, build the detail. CBP, Customs and Border Patrol, collected 600 million in penalty. Only in penalty, they collected 600 million. That means if you have an application like that, you can save tremendous amount of money for people. Average duty adjustment is $127,000. So if you ask people to pay $1,000, it's super simple to do. Million people pays you $1,000, it's $1 billion market already. It's as simple as very simple, but people have not doing all this stuff, okay? So the idea number was autonomous custom and duty operation. Idea number 2 is grid interconnection and energy, siting intelligence. Okay. I don't know what that is. I have to read that. And again, this is the thing. It's going to give you the ideas that you don't know anything about. Idea number 3 is AI native audit and assurance firm. I keep saying this, seeing this thing significantly because audit is a requirement. You can't go away from it. It's something that you have to do. And it costs a lot of money to a lot of people, a lot of ideas they're unable to do today. So it's a very simple and easy one. And then AI native insurance recovery network. So, insurance recovery is another one. You see how it's populating. Everything that we asked for it populates. Every one of this idea is extremely detailed out. And I'm sure there is a score at the end as well. So it just, all those 60 things that I asked. So it gave you a score of 86 out of those 100. Okay. Claude is really good at the, again, everybody's good. Today, at least in my opinion, I am getting a significantly better idea from Claude. You see about 700 lines worth of data that I received for each one of those ideas. So you can see it's going to create those 5 idea generation. And you can give some specific stuff. Hey, I want to focus on building some fintech information and such. Yes, Faiz.
Okay, so about the Claude, do you have like the free version or is this like a?
No, I use the paid version.
Oh, okay. So
But-
it won't give me as much code as like you get.
Possibly not, but if you're doing one deep research, you should be able to do one deep research.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, if you do, I do a lot of them, but I'm gonna show you one idea that I had. I build a lot of classes and course and curriculum for various organization. I'm gonna see if I can show you one of them. So I am building like what should people study, for example, that guarantees essentially what their job or career should be from a few years, 5 years from today. So it gives you 7 global AI career pathways. It took me a lot of time, as you can see, a lot of research that I have done. I asked for 7, like AI application product engineering, agentic systems and automation, data knowledge retrieval engineering. So there are 7 of them, basically. If you do these 7, essentially you can create your own career for future if you want to work, have a job. So you see how all of those things changed globally. And then if you go down, then you will see an amazing comparison. The architecture, pathway architecture, like if you want to build this thing, it's going to be human-centered. And these are actual curriculum because I'm building it for a university, multiple universities. So it actually will be providing university grade course. Okay, give me 1 second. Here. So it has a common core skill library, meaning that if I want to do something, you need to have mathematical and statistical reasoning. So similarly, if you want to build an application, you can build those applications with a depth of the steps that you might have missed. And that's extremely important. What did I miss? Like, why should I do that? So it gives you some common core component, and it gives you all the pathways and references. Oh, okay. Ryan, you had a question.
Yeah, my question was, so I have ChatGPT Plus, and I've been using that for coding and everything. Is
Yeah.
that like okay for the hackathon, or do you think for the hackathon I should use Claude?
You have the ChatGPT, use it. And if you want to use the Claude, use the free version. You already have the paid version of ChatGPT, use it.
Okay, so okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this should give you some idea where to start, mature the idea, start building the product. I think in the Kiro, it might have already built something. Again, these are the components that you might want to really think about how to use it, whatever the right one for you. So I'm gonna say it's working. This is the requirement document. I already got the requirement document. A zakat collection application that enables Islamic charitable organization and mosque administrator to collect, track, and manage zakat from donors in a single unified platform. See, I didn't say anything. I said very simple thing. Because it's a spec-driven, there is not a lot of spec-driven development platform. This would give you very detailed stuff. Zakat, Nisab, donor, admin, super admin, collection record. So it actually, how do you calculate it? Is that right? It's a Nisab. And the Nisab has a lot of different fiqh. So, how do you aggregate all those kind of stuff? So you can start seeing, this is the big requirement document, just so you know. It already created all this requirement document. It already created, it is going to generate, it's generating the tech design. Then it will create the tasks, and then they need to start doing it. See, it only used 4.85 credit. So you get 50 credits. Within 50 credit, you should be able to deploy, build the whole solution for free in Kiro. Kiro runs locally, local ID. You can download Kiro for that. That makes sense to you, everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's as an idea, you want to generate the idea which is real, pure, monetizable, and extensible. Otherwise, the idea could be a hobby, and the hobby goes away. Idea need to be sustainable, and that can impact people, and it's monetizable, and it's commercially viable, and it's a scalable thing. Okay, so that's exactly what you want to get into. Once you get the idea, then you choose your platform, or you can even have multiple platforms. You can choose the web-based platforms like Lovable, Replit, Bolt, any one of those things, or you can go to localized platform, which is Kiro, Cursor, VS Code, Codex, any of those things. So in my opinion, you should always do a download version, because when you do download locally, you can control a lot of data points. To some extent, save it, reuse it. You can do a lot of things. You can do it in the web as well. So fundamentally, that's what you want to think about. Once you generate it, then you start working towards it. Like if you go to Claude, and I can go to design mode, and this is a Claude design. So when I click the design, it actually start to give me the full mobile app design. And ideally you want to do a mobile first application. That's just the norm of it. because more people are using, will be using your application in the mobile versus in the web. And now you don't have to do native mobile design anymore, because it takes 72 hours. It takes a long time, 30 days for approval in Apple. Then every time you make a change, it takes 72 hours. So you don't have to think about that things anymore. Just do a responsive design. Once it's matured, you got million customers, then you go take your time and do some stuff. But in the beginning, you don't have to do that. And again, you can use the models that you want. Opus 5, like Fable 5 it uses tremendous amount of tokens, but it's a really good one. But I think that's also free until July 7 or until July 31st or something like that. If it is free version, I don't know how long it's used for, but you can start creating all these documents. And if you want to present, you can just create slides. Claude Design is meant for designers, professional enterprise grade designers. And you have, of course, you can have a lot of templates and you can pick and choose the template from. Then you have the labs. This is kind of like Gemini Lab. Gemini Lab has a lot more like Notebook LM, the RAG systems. You should have a knowledge-based system anyway to start with, So I'm just gonna relaunch it. So, okay. So I will stop right there. Get any of your questions. I know it's already 7:30 almost. Few minutes left. And Mustafiz bhai, if you have any questions, but you should have tremendous amount of idea right now how to do it. I'm not here to give you the idea, it's your idea, but I'm here to show you the pathway, how you can mature an idea to a level that can be monetizable, getting those tools, the right way of using those right tools, okay?
Okay, thank you. This was helpful.
Jazakallah khair,
Yeah, exactly.
Mohan bhai.
I agree.
So I think this was very helpful, mashallah. Always your presentation, I found it very hands-on, and it goes through the things that one can use to run the hackathon. Alhamdulillah. Last time you did all those lovable, that what you introduced last time, right, to our hackers, didn't you?
Yeah, I
Right.
did.
So,
Yeah.
so have you? I don't know. I didn't follow it through. Would you like to share some of your products or some of the things that you have done in the AI Build Fest? Maybe
Yeah,
our
of
students
course.
might get motivated or encouraged that what it entails when you work with others across the globe, and how can they cooperate, collaborate, and maybe build team to solve global challenges. Maybe
I
quickly,
love.
if you could introduce, maybe that might be something
Yeah,
someone might find helpful, inshallah.
absolutely.
Quickly, I know this time is over, but we started.
No worries, absolutely. So I wanted to show you, I've done something in June in Bangladesh. One we plan to do in December in Bangladesh, in December 26. If I go to this, I sent you the link, which is called Cloud Camp Bangladesh, and the Cloud Camp BD. The one that we completed is called the Infinity Build Fest. The Infinity Build Fest has 3,649 participants and about 639 teams. So physically, we filtered it down to about 1,000 people came in, 1,116 people to be exact came in, and they actually built products. What kind of products they have built? They built something in EdTech, MarTech, Health Tech, e-commerce, and Infotech. So for example, EdTech, these are the teams who has built various type of products. And the product is like AI exam prep engine or adaptive tutor or remedial learning engine, learning analytics dashboard. So these are the challenges within the EdTech. These are the finalists. They were the finalists and they came physically and built their application. They had to go through very rigorous challenge and project to some extent, and they build those teams. I can show you some of the team combination as well. So they spend about 3 months to build the product, and they're continuing doing that. It was with 208 teams, okay, in 208 teams in the participation. I'm just gonna show you some of the stuff. If you wanna look at this event, which is, I logged in at this moment as admin, the Infinity Build Fest. And I can show you the participants. Within the participants, I can show you a team. Let's say this is the one and what they have done. These are the people joined, these are the 5 people. You can see where they joined from, and they all participated physically. I'm just gonna pick something where they might have, this is the finalist. They were the finalist. This was, I think, all women team. And they have done really good. The 4 Minds was a really good thing. If I go to this submission, they scored pretty high, basically. And that's how they got in. So they are continuing building their application. So we don't do a hackathon for 1 day. We do the hackathon for 3 months, 6 months time. And we do a showcase on the final day. Okay. So I'm gonna show you as a participant. If you go, I'm just gonna log in as a participant. If you go to the submission, no, not here. Infinity AI Build Fest. This is the previous one. I can go to my submission, International AI Builder Congress. Give me one more thing. If I go to this submission, you will see they submit here with a lot of details. Okay. These are all the details they have to provide. Tremendous amount of details. So you cannot do that in 1 day. It requires multi-days, like project page. And I'm going to show you the detail component of each one of them. Sorry, taking a little bit of time. So you understand what they're doing. This is a basic project stuff. Name, pitch, public summary, problem summary, what tool, IDE, video, and demo. Okay. This is the one. This is your storyline. This is your proof. YouTube, GitHub, Figma, Facebook, demo, and other links. Okay. Then what are the things that you have done for AI native? What kind of prompt? How did you use the prompt? What token optimization method? So it actually guides. Every time you click on something, you make some points. You get points. Okay. Or if you use Grapify, I showed you, or Code Barn, or Long LLM, or KB Cache. So, if you're using any of these things, that actually teaches you. So when you go through a submission process, you already know these teams. Once this team submits, you become automatically an AI native application developer. My ask to Mustafiz Bhai and all the MyHack participants is that if you want, you can actually work with the teams in Bangladesh and build something together, because they have tremendous amount of talent and they can take it long term. Sometimes we run out of juice, run out of time, run out of patience, and too many things to read and study and do. So when we create a really good team, then we can go further. It doesn't only do AI. It talks about the data, your life cycle, how did you do parsing, cleaning, storage mechanism, visualization, insight. So if you want to build a real application, there is a significant amount of components that you have to consider. And this is built in into our hackathons. This is not simple, but this actually teaches you. I'm going to show you one prompt library, one prompt. Give me 1 second. Build provenance. Where is that? There is a build provenance. So this is the one that actually you need to talk about. How did you use all the prompts, MCPs, prompt libraries, and all of those things. So I just wanted to show you, if you are interested, participate in it. You can participate. You can register and participate in a team, or ask for a team to join, and you'll find out If you go to team discovery, it actually tells you request to join. You can see the person, what are they working on, where are they from, which university, what are they looking for, and you can just click on request to join and you can join them. Okay, did that make sense? And thanks, Mustafiz Bhai, for giving me the opportunity to talk about our stuff that we're doing in Bangladesh.
No, alhamdulillah. I think this is another dimension of hackathon, and sometimes we don't see that how much opportunity or and what we could do if we, because nowadays, like remote, it doesn't matter. We all work. We are familiar with working with people across the globe. So this is one way of connecting the talents and then putting the puzzles together and getting something accomplished. I think this is an amazing opportunity, and what you are doing, mashallah, it is such a you are contributing to the community and particularly from the Bangladesh perspective, and also globally we are showing that how we can connect together and solve the problem that might have some bigger impact. Jazakallah khaira, inshallah. But we'll be in touch with you. We really need your expertise, your hands-on, instructional skills that you have, that you have demonstrated many of your presentations. We need you particularly, inshallah, during the ISNA convention. We are going there in Labor Day. I think they might we may find some commonality, in working together and collaborating in our in-person two-day hackathon and connecting this group of people with globally to accomplish something bigger. Because most of your participants are working; they're not full-time, right? They're working part-time, right? Like a yes, right. So this is a really good adventure, and it has so much potential if people realize. Jazakallah khaira.
Thank you.
Right?
Assalamu
So we'll be
alaikum.
in touch, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam.